What's up, Aquarius? How are y'all doing? Time to go ahead and knock out your main monthly reading for December 2023. I only got a couple of really small things to talk about before we get started, but it's going to be a fun video, so stick around. What is good with my Aquarius friends? How are y'all doing, man? It's time to take a look at December 2023. So I got to talk about something real quick. There were some problems, I think, with the YouTube algorithm over the last week or so, where a bunch of people came to me and told me that their notifications were turned off. It looks like the problem has resolved itself, though, because there for a good 2 or 3 days, just the chat rooms were filling up so slow. And I said, did anybody get notified? And then later on that day, a bunch of people showed up and said, my notifications were turned off. That's like the 4th time that's happened to me in my career. Plus, I've been hearing lots of other YouTubers complaining about YouTube messing with their subscriber count, messing with their view count, settings, notifications. So even though it seems like the problem resolved itself, just double check your notifications, make sure they're turned on if you want them on, that is. Sometimes you have to unsubscribe, resubscribe, because the YouTube they're just constantly messing with shit. It's a never-ending hassle that we deal with here on YouTube. But anyway, for those of you who would like to schedule a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is in the description of this video. We still have the $40 mini readings and $50 off all pre-recorded full personal readings. Going to be a big old Cyber Monday sale coming up too. Going to be a big one coming. So, but for now though, and you might want to double check and see if there's any spots available for the Zoom calls. They might be booked out. I think they may have booked out, but you double check just in case. $100 off Zoom call readings for the month of November only. All right. Let's jump on into this. Past, present, future. Real quick, general outcome, or not outcome, but general outline. Past, present, future for Aquarius. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, Queen of Coins. All right. The High Priestess reversed. The Page of Swords reversed. This is weird. What in the world? So in the past, you connected with somebody and I don't know, did you find out some secrets that they were keeping? This is telling me somebody found out some secrets in the past. Somebody was keeping secrets. Was that you or them? This is the confusing thing because the Page of Swords is in the reverse. So it's almost like you suspected they were keeping secrets. But the reason it's confusing is because another thing that I'm kind of getting off to the side here is that this person was either paranoid that you were going to find out their secrets, or for whatever reason they were convinced that you already knew. Does that make any sense at all? This is really confusing. Look. 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, both reversed. So this person was keeping something a secret in the past, and you either found out or they were afraid you were going to find out. If you got ghosted, which I know a lot of you didn't, but if you did, that's the reason why. If you got ghosted by somebody in the past and you can't figure out what you did wrong, why they turned on you, because they were keeping some secrets that they were afraid you were going to find out. That make any sense? I hope I worded that right because I don't understand that at all. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about there. Creeping up into the current moment here. It's not looking like communication is happening between the two of you. And this person is still staying very self-centered and stuck on themselves in regards to this whole situation. It's still all about them. They're still more concerned about themselves, their life, what they have going on. Even if they was keeping secrets, lying, cheating, whatever they were doing, still it's all about them. They're still very, very self-absorbed, very stuck on themselves, very focused and obsessed with what they have going on. I don't think they're honestly too concerned with what you have going on because they care about you, but they do still keep an eye on you. But not because they care about what you're going through or what you have going on. It almost feels kind of narcissistic to me, honestly. Feels a little bit narcissistic. This is such a fucking confusing. What's coming up in the future? Oh, you got somebody new coming in, and this person's watching the whole thing. For those of you wondering who's coming in next, I don't feel like this is a past person. I feel like this is something completely new. But the person from the past is still watching the whole thing. Yeah, they're still watching the whole thing. Yep, see? Okay. And the two of you are still karmically tied, though. So while you still have a karmic tie with a past person, that's still going to affect the next person that comes into your life. If that energy is not put in check. King of Cups reversed. Okay. Fucking Christ. That's one of the heaviest Aquarius readings I've done. Let's look and see how this person from the past is feeling about you. Star card reverse. So they don't really have high hopes that you all ever get back together. It could be a fellow Aquarian for some of you. But I feel like that's mainly their energy of not having a very positive outlook on this. Ten of Swords reversed. Yeah, they got their guard up. See, at the end of the day, they know that they're the toxic one, and they know you're not putting up with it. At the deepest level, could be a Pisces for some of you. At the deepest level, they know that you're not playing their games. So that's the reason why they're kind of hanging back. They still obsess over you, though, with the Devil card there. But they know you ain't playing that game. So that's why they're kind of sticking to themselves and holding back. I think they would like to be able to reconcile things. They would like to. But, see, Seven of Swords. They already know that's not going to work on you. They already know. Seven of Swords, King of Wands reversed, and the Devil card. This is not somebody you need in your life. And no, they haven't changed. No, they have not. Especially if you dealt with somebody that maybe has some addictions or whatever the case may be. If you dealt with somebody who was toxic in the past, whether they had addiction problems, alcoholism problems, or just maybe they were just a toxic person in general, and you're wondering if they've changed, they've gotten worse. They're worse now than they were when they were with you. They're worse now. I won't even give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they've plateaued. They're worse now. They're worse. Lover's card, though. They do still feel a strong connection with you. Strength card, they're holding back. They're holding back because they know you ain't trying to play that fucking game. They know it ain't going to work on you. So they feel like they have no choice but to hold back. Let's see if there's going to be any kind of outcome with this situation. Is there going to be any kind of outcome in December? Block communication. Now, if they have you blocked, I don't see them unblocking you. If you have them blocked, I don't see them putting forth any effort to work around that. So, or just if there's no communication, I don't see that picking up. Because both of you know what'll happen if you do. Do we have any advice for this situation here? Moon card again. King of Swords. Don't let your emotions do anything stupid. Don't let your emotions make any stupid decisions for you. You're pretty good at that. I don't know why that advice came out. Maybe for some of you, look, don't let your guard down. Maybe some of you need a little refresher. Maybe for some of you, this happened so long ago that you don't even really remember exactly how bad it was. Just saying, it won't take too long for you to be reminded why the two of you separated. Like, say this was a year ago. You know how sometimes, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but this happened to me many times, where you're involved with somebody really super toxic. You part ways. You pretty much forget about it. You go about your life, forget about it. And then you kind of think, you're thinking back like, well, I remember at the time thinking that this was a toxic situation, but I don't even remember why I thought that. I don't remember. You don't even really, sometimes if you bury somebody deep enough, you don't even remember what their voice sounds like. Don't remember what kind of conversations you all had. You may not even remember anything about what kind of arguments you all had. And then you reconnect with them. And it don't take long at all before you're reminded. If you need a reminder, proceed with caution, because it's worse now than it was. It's worse now than it was. Take that information and do with it what you will. Let's take a look at the singles. What's happening generally for the singles? Anything new coming in? Anything old coming back? Chariot. Some of y'all are traveling, possibly. Maybe some of y'all are moving. Ooh, connecting with somebody new, though. But the Seven of Swords. Okay, you're connecting with somebody new, but I don't know how far this is going to go. It almost kind of feels like somebody's trying to play some games with you. I don't know how far that's going to go, though, because I'm not seeing a love offer being extended. I'm thinking that you're going to be tested. This feels like a test. I knew it. You're going to be tested. Why? Because it's time to level up. You are about to level up. And it's not just you. This is not just something that the universe does to Aquarians. The universe does this to everybody. You will not level up without being tested. And I've had a few, at least 5 Zoom call clients in the last month say, I'm just so tired of being tested. Well, if you would pass the fucking test, you wouldn't keep being tested. If you keep receiving the same test over and over and over, that means you're not passing it. Because if you keep finding yourself in the same situation, that means you have to do something different next time. The next time you hear that same little story, the next time you smell that same whiff of bullshit, you got to move different next time. If you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're going to keep getting the same thing you've been getting. You see what I'm saying? But you're going to be tested. Let's look at the person that you're thinking about and see how they're feeling about you. Single Aquarians, the person that you're interested in. Hang on a second. Let me change this. There we go. Person that you're interested in. Let's see. Ten of Cups reversed. This person may not want a relationship right now. Judgment reversed. Okay, so now I'm just really kind of feeling like this person doesn't want to get real close to anybody right now. Not really. King of Wands, Five of Swords, King of Cups reversed. Now, see, this person was cheated on in the past. They were cheated on in the past, so they're afraid of opening up and falling in love with anybody. If there's one thing I see come through damn near every singles reading that I do, it always has to do with the past. 95%. When I do a singles reading, I don't care what your sign is. For some reason, everybody's interested in people who have past vibrational baggage. See, this person has their guard up. They've been cheated on in the past. I think this person has trust issues. This person has serious trust issues. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, both reversed. Just feels to me like they don't want a relationship because they still have trust issues. High Priestess reversed. See, when you're in tune with your intuition, you ain't got to worry about trust issues. Because when you're in tune with your intuition and something feels off, you don't waste your time sticking around trying to figure out what it is. When you're in tune with your intuition. This person has a fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, and a fear of being cheated on because they're not in tune with their intuition. They don't know how to tell whether or not they can trust someone or if, you know, their ego is just making up a bunch of shit because they're traumatized. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to distinguish that difference. And it can be tricky sometimes. And my advice to you, or anybody that needs to hear this, my advice to you is this. If anything feels off with a person, I don't care if it's a friend, I don't care if it's a potential love interest, I don't care if it's a family member. If something feels off, keep them at an arm's distance and watch their intentions. I still have to do that to this day sometimes. Something feels off with somebody, I can't quite figure out what it is. I keep you out here and I watch your intentions. I watch how you treat other people. I just watch how you roll, just generally. Are you a sneaky, deceitful person? Are you a self-absorbed person that doesn't care about nobody but yourself? Or do you have genuinely good intentions? See what I'm saying? But that trails off into a different topic for a different video. But let's see. I'm seeing that you're going to be tested, though. I don't think that it's the person that you're interested in, though. I do not. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for the single Aquarians? What is the advice? Make sure you're in control of your own happiness. Don't outsource your happiness to anybody else. Don't give your happiness a deadline. Don't give it a finish line. That's one of the biggest mistakes that we make as humans. I'll be happy after I'm in a relationship. I won't be happy until after I make this much money. I won't be happy until after I reach a certain level of success. I won't be happy until after. No. I'm happy now because I said so. If I'm not happy now, there ain't no relationship, there ain't no money, there ain't no success, there ain't no nothing that's going to create my happiness for me. And I know nobody believes that until they experience it. I didn't believe that until I experienced it. So sometimes that's just one of them things you have to experience. But when it comes to relationships, please understand that not even the one person the universe picked out for you can turn you into a happy person. They cannot. They can do little things that make you feel good, okay? But that's not happiness. That's not happiness. Somebody speaks your love language and does something for you that just makes you feel amazing. That's totally cool, dude. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. You know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't look forward to that. I'm saying don't confuse that feeling for happiness. Happiness is a general state of being. When I take a look back at my day today, how did I feel most of the time? When I look back at my last 2 days, my last week, my last 2 weeks, how did I spend most of my time feeling? You know what most people say? Pissed off, annoyed, irritated, upset. And then they immediately follow it with a bunch of fingers that they're pointing at everything and everyone else, right? No, what that means is you're not a happy person. And that's okay. Hey, dude, I get it. This is a fucking tough world that we live in. But we need to get this illusion out of our mind that there's something or someone that'll change that. You're the one that's going to change that. So, I know a lot of you already knew that, but I know there's some of you that didn't. So if you already knew that, just chuck that aside. That's for the people who maybe never thought about that before. I know I was one of those people at one point. I never thought about it that way before. Don't be too fucking stubborn. Be open. Aquarius, we got to have a talk. We got to have a one-on-one, okay? You got to get out of this I know attitude. Got to get out of that. You got to get out of that, okay? If I was to say that there was one thing that makes it so hard for me to connect with other Aquarians, because it turns into a knowledge competition. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I know. No, I know. I just want you to know that I know. You better not be thinking that I don't know, because I know. I am the all-knower of knowing things, and I just know. And it's like, nobody gives a fuck what you think you know. Nobody cares. I had to learn this the hard way. For those of you who don't know, I'm an Aquarius too, by the way. For those of you who don't know, okay, there's probably a couple of you who don't know who I am. I'm an Aquarius too. I had to learn this the hard way. Nobody cares what you think you know. They just don't. You know, I used to carry that around on my back too, you know. So what I had to start saying to myself is, well, for all the shit that I claim to know, I don't really have much to point to that would indicate that my knowledge has done anything for me in my life. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta at least entertain the idea of being an open-minded skeptic. Open-minded. Open-minded. I could be totally fucking wrong. And I will gladly take it on the chin if I am wrong. But do the best to go into everything from a perspective of, I don't know. I have no idea. The more I know, the more I realize I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. I'm a dum-dum, yo. And this is the weird paradox of the whole thing. The more I know, the more I learn I don't know anything. And the less I claim to know, the more knowledge makes its way in. It's pretty fucking cool, dude. All right. I don't know why the fuck all that came through. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. What am I at? Oh, yeah. Let's look at finances now. Now, I have a finance disclaimer. This is only for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus Aquarius friends who are out there busting moves and taking action towards your finances. If you are just sitting around and waiting for your finances to just magically improve, or for a financial opportunity to come find you, this is not for you. Hang that shit up, because that's not the way the energy of money behaves and manifests. It requires action. Requires it. Requires it. If you're not on the path taking action, ain't nothing going to change. All right? All right, so for my Aquarians who are out there making moves, how's it looking for December? How's it looking? Ooh, the moon card reversed. You're coming out of a period of transformation. So a lot of you have been low-key going through this massive transformation here lately. And it probably wasn't fucking fun. It almost never is. The process of transformation sucks while you're in it. Once you pop out of it, though, you look back on it, then you're singing a different tune about it. But while you're in it, it sucks. All right, you are just so ready to walk away from what you're doing right now, though, aren't you? I do think you're going to get some good communication. And this is also telling me that for those of you who are so paranoid that something horrible is going to happen, it's not. Quit thinking about that. Quit thinking about that. I do think that a lot of you, though, especially those of you who are already starting to see a little bit of success, you have at least one person who wants to sabotage you. Okay? So just be wary of that. Don't be afraid of it. Okay? Because you can use that as fuel on your path. But just so you know, especially those of you who have never had a taste of success, oh, there will be so many people who get pissed off at you, it won't even be funny. Okay? So just know, with more success comes more haters. Period. Period. Across the board. I don't care who you are. I don't care what it is that you're doing. I don't care what line of work you're in. I don't care. I don't care. More success brings more haters. You just have to understand how to direct your focus when it comes to those haters. Use it as fuel. That's what I like to do. Use it as fuel. Bottle it up, stuff it in the fuel tank. Or if you can't figure out how to do that, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it and take it as a compliment. If you can't figure out how to transmute the energy and you're having a hard time ignoring it, take it as a compliment, because it is a compliment. It's a compliment. Okay. Whenever you start doing good and somebody starts randomly, arbitrarily, nonsensically throwing hate and shit at you, what that translates into is, God damn it, you have what I want. And that's not fair. I'm mad because that's not happening to me. That's what they're saying, basically. So take it as a compliment. Wish them well. Let them know, I'm sorry that things aren't working out for you, but you definitely ain't going to see no success by trying to throw hate at people who are successful. If there was one way that you could guarantee that you'll be a failure for the rest of your life, it would be sitting around and throwing hate at successful people. It just don't work that way. But a lot of you are about to level up, and there are some people who don't like that. Okay? But you are just so ready to walk away from whatever it is that you're doing right now. So ready. But in December, I don't think that's happening, but I am seeing communication. So if you were waiting on maybe a call or an interview or whatever communication you're waiting on, I'm seeing the communication coming very, very soon. But there's still a bit of a waiting game as far as whatever that next level is that you're ready to go to. Let's get the advice. Now, I have another disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give financial advice. This is energy advice. I'm not telling you what and what not to do with your finances. I'm telling you what and what not to do with your energy. Okay? All right. What's the advice for Aquarius? The Aquarians out there busting ass to improve their finances. What's the advice? Don't hang around putting your life on hold waiting for the outcome. Don't do that. That is one of, if I had to make a list of the top 3 leading causes of manifestation failure, that would be one of them. I don't know where on that list, but it would definitely fall in the top 3, waiting for it to happen. When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Billy Carson explained it the best, man. I love Billy Carson. For those of you who have never listened to Billy Carson, that man, in my opinion, is I feel like he is probably, it's a tie between him and Eben Alexander. Billy Carson and Eben Alexander, in my personal opinion, are the 2 most valuable assets to the spiritual community that the whole spiritual community has ever seen. But anyway, he explained it like this. That's like when a little kid is in the back seat, you know, when you're on a vacation, we're on a road trip going on vacation. The kid is in the back seat going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? You know, it's like, no. That's how the universe feels. When you're like, is it going to happen as yet? When's it coming? When's it coming? When's it going to happen? When's it coming? When's it coming? It'll happen when it's meant to happen. It's coming. Relax. If you piss the universe off enough, the universe will stop the car and turn around. Think about that. Don't be hanging around waiting. When's it going to happen? When's it coming? When's it coming? It's coming. Don't worry about when it's coming. Worry about the person you're becoming on the way. Worry about the wisdom that you're obtaining, the lessons that you're learning. One of my favorite little sayings is, the man who enjoys walking will always walk further than the man who enjoys the destination. And that ain't no shit. Because here's what you're going to realize, Aquarius. I already know there's a bunch of you right now who are going to see massive success next year. And if you have never had a taste of success before, here's what you're going to learn. You're going to get to the top of that mountain, and it's going to feel so fucking amazing. You're going to cross that finish line. Yes, I have arrived. Yeah. And then you're going to kick your shoes off, get comfy, pull up a lawn chair and sit and chill. Yeah, I finally arrived. Yeah. Okay. Now what? Okay, here I am. Now what? Now what? Now I'm getting bored. Now what is the point of life? Now I'm getting bored. I have nothing to look forward to when I wake up in the morning. I have no goals. I've accomplished my goals. Here I am. So now what's there to look forward to? See, when you have that goal on the horizon, every day is purposeful. It's meaningful. When you have that goal that you're working towards, when you're climbing the mountain, every day has a sense of meaning and purpose behind it. And then once you cross that finish line, that's going to feel good for maybe 6 months. Maybe, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. 6 months, 8 months, then you're going to get so bored. There's going to be nothing to look forward to. Fuck, man, now what? Then you know what's going to happen? The clouds are going to part. And you know what you're going to realize? The top of that mountain is the bottom of the next. Are you going to have the drive and the discipline to climb the next mountain? That's the question. Sadly, you know what I've seen? Most people don't. Most people don't. Most people make it to the top of that first mountain, and then they sit and chill. They take off their climbing gear. They pull up a lawn chair. They build a house there at the top of that mountain, and they chill, and they waste away. They waste away and wither away because, see, here's the funny thing. Back when you were at the bottom of that mountain, you were comparing yourself to everybody at the top of this mountain. Once you get up to the top of this mountain, now you're comparing yourself to the people up there at the top of that mountain. And it never stops. You think that you're going to be good. Once you get to the top of that one mountain and you finally have everything that everybody has now that you're comparing yourself to, now you're going to be comparing yourself to people at the top of the next mountain. That never stops. Ever. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop doing it. That is an unfillable void. It don't matter how much money you want to make. Let's say you want to make 100,000. Right? Now you're making 100,000 a year. Well, now that doesn't feel like shit because now that you're on that frequency, everybody makes 100,000 a year. Okay, now you want to make 300,000. So you shift to a new financial frequency. Now you're making 300,000, but now that you're on that frequency, everybody around you makes 300,000. So it's nothing special. Now you want to make 1 million. Right? So you shift to a new financial frequency. Now everybody makes 1 million. There's nothing special about it. So that next thing, that next mountain never stops. Ever. Just some things to keep in mind. I know a lot of the shit that I said is going to go in one ear and out the other. And that's okay. But when you make it there, bring that to mind because you're going to need it. You're going to need that. Now let's just get some random advice. Random fucking advice about any random thing. Random advice about any random thing. 10 of Cups reversed. Hold up. Is this going in that direction, really? Oh, man. Okay. Hang on. Okay. We haven't talked about this in a while. Nobody has a license to treat you like shit just because y'all share blood. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody does. You are not required to keep anybody in your life who treats you badly just because y'all got blood. No. Somebody treats you badly, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if it's your sister. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your cousin. Somebody treats you badly, cut them the fuck out. That don't make you a bad person. That does not make you a bad person. I just see this. I don't even know what to call it, man. It's just this fucking epidemic in this world where people cling to somebody who treats them so horribly because that's their brother or their sister, or because that's their mom or their dad, or that's their son or their daughter, or that's their auntie or their uncle, or who the fuck cares? Are you kidding me? How long are you going to let this go on? And why? For what? For what? Because family. Because family? What do you mean? Because family? From the way it looks, Family doesn't look like anything that's serving you anything good. That's not a logical explanation. That's what I'm saying. Why do you keep your sister in your life who has treated you like a dog for the last 20 years? Because family. You know how stupid that sounds? She treats you like shit. Why do you still go to your uncle's house on Christmas? Every Christmas, if all he's going to do is get drunk, talk shit to you, make fun of you, and remind you of your past and call you out your name. Why do you go to his house on Christmas then? Because family. It's so stupid, dude. This is one of the leading causes of humans getting stuck on the karmic wheel. Hey, if you got a karmic contract with somebody, right on, man. Do the best that you can to work it out. But at what point, and this is a question, I'm not alluding to anything specific. Ask yourself this question. At what point do I draw the line and determine that this don't appear to be working itself out anytime soon? We have been looping around in the same cycle for 15 years. What is a reasonable amount of time for me to wait for somebody to stop treating me like shit? What's a reasonable amount of time? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? What's a reasonable amount of time? At what point do you realize, well, this obviously isn't going to stop anytime soon. It's been going on for the past 5 years. So what's the next 5 years going to look like? I'll tell you what it's going to look like. It's going to look like the last 5 unless you do something to change the situation. Let them think what they want to think. Let them say what they want to say. Let them spread whatever little rumors about you they want to spread. Who gives a shit? Let them go live in their own little misery of anger and hatred and talking shit. You cut yourself free from that. Cut yourself free from that. If you are on a path of healing, evolution, ascension, and definitely manifestation. Oh, definitely. You want a manifestation path and you're attached to somebody that treats you like that? I don't give a fuck who it is. As long as you stay attached to that person, you will never see that manifestation, ever. Because your manifestation is on a completely different frequency that person's not tuned into. And as long as you're attached to that person, you're not tuned into it either. I know at least one person needed to hear that. All right. I feel like those were the messages that my Aquarius friends needed to hear, so I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all once again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Y'all stay blessed.